So, what does it really mean to have hope when you're stuck in one of those long, drawn out seasons of waiting? Today, we're going to explore that very question through this powerful, kind of unexpected idea: planting gardens in exile. Oh, you know this feeling, right? That space between when a problem starts and when it finally gets resolved, and the end is nowhere in sight. It's not the initial crisis, and it's not the final victory. It's just the middle, that long, uncertain middle. It's a feeling we all know, and it's exactly where we're going to camp out today. And this right here is the core idea we are unpacking. See, real hope isn't some kind of fast pass to get you out of a tough situation. It's actually about finding purpose inside it. Hope doesn't erase the wait, it completely redeems it. Let's be honest, this is how we usually think about hope, isn't it? We're hoping for a quick fix, an immediate rescue. We see it as the emergency escape hatch from whatever we're going through. But what if that's a huge misunderstanding of what real, lasting hope is all about? Okay, so this contrast is everything. On one side, you've got hope as an escape plan. With that view, the middle just feels like a pointless, frustrating waste of time. But on the other side, there's this deeper hope that transforms the waiting itself into something meaningful. It's a call to live faithfully right where you are. All right, so to really get our heads around this deeper hope, we've got to turn to the ancient prophet Jeremiah. He gave some of the most counterintuitive, frankly shocking instructions to a group of people who had lost everything and were living as exiles in a foreign land. Now, the context here is so important. Jeremiah's letter wasn't some kind of secret plan for a prison break. Nope, it was a guide for how to live, and live fully for the long haul. These instructions were for people who needed to dig in, not for people who were on their way out. I mean, just look at these commands. Build houses, not temporary tents. Plant gardens, which, take time to actually grow and produce anything. Get married, have kids, invest in the future. And then there's the real shocker. Pray for the peace and prosperity of the very city that was holding them captive. These are not the actions of people expecting to leave anytime soon. And here's the kicker. God puts a number on it. 70 years. I mean, wow, that's an entire lifetime for many of them. This wasn't a brief trial they had to get through. This was a multi-generational reality. The call was to find a meaningful life inside this long middle, not just to grit their teeth and endure it. So the crucial point is that God didn't just give them this long sentence and a to-do list. He gave them a profound promise that was meant to be their anchor through it all. You have to imagine what they were thinking, right? Wait, if we're going to be here for 70 years, what's the point of building and planting? Why should we invest in a place that isn't even our home? It's a totally fair question, and it leads directly to one of the most powerful promises about hope you'll ever hear. And there it is, this incredible promise. It wasn't given to people who were about to be rescued. It was given to people who were being told to settle in for a 70-year wait. The hope wasn't that the exile would end tomorrow. The hope was that God had a good, loving, and purposeful plan for them right in the middle of it. So how could they possibly live this way? It seems impossible. Well, the source material suggests this key principle. Identity comes before activity. Their ability to plant gardens in Babylon didn't come from just gritting their teeth and trying harder. It came from remembering who they were. And this is what that looks like in practice. Because their identity as God's people was secure, they weren't rootless, even in a foreign land. And because they weren't rootless, they could plant, they could invest, they could even pray for their enemies. That secure identity was the very thing that unlocked their ability to be fruitful, no matter where they were. Now let's zoom out. The source material beautifully connects this ancient story to a much wider Christian hope, a hope that's built for the long haul, one that's rooted in the resurrection. And this is such a critical distinction to make. The hope of the resurrection doesn't promise to make our present struggles painless. It does something much, much bigger. It makes the future absolutely certain. And that certainty changes everything about how we live through the painful present. Ultimately, this kind of hope is all rooted in Christ. With Him, hope isn't some fragile, wishful thinking. It becomes sturdy, resilient. It's strong enough to endure the longest seasons of waiting, just like that 70-year exile. Okay, so what does this all mean for us right now? Well, the source offers a really practical next step. First, just remember this. Being in exile, feeling stuck in that waiting period, does not cancel out your usefulness. Those two things can exist side by side. Then try this. Actively pray for the good of one specific place you're stationed in: your workplace, your neighborhood, your classroom, your city.
And that leaves us with this final thought to really chew on. It reframes our whole perspective on waiting. So instead of always asking, when does this end? We're invited to ask a different question. Where has God stationed me for now? And maybe most importantly, what beautiful, hopeful garden can I choose to plant right here today?